welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all doing well. So sorry for being gone for a couple days. I just needed to take a break and kind of get my life together, which I will kind of be updating you all on a little bit later. But today I wanted to film a get ready with me first impressions. I just want to sit down in my cozy clothes and just kind of play with some of the new makeup I got. A lot of you wanted to see my first impressions / reviews on the new products my boyfriend got me in my Sephora haul. So I kind of put to the test some of those as well as some other new products that I'm really excited about and wanted to show you all. I also thought while I was at it, I might as well just show you kind of like my go-to glam look that I've been doing so much recently. Whenever I don't know what I want to wear, but I just want to like feel pretty and get done up, this is what I go for. It's just super soft on the eyes. Looks a lot more complicated than it is. I promise it's super easy, not too many steps, and you all will be able to do it. So again, I hope you really enjoyed this video. If you do, please remember to give it a big thumbs up so I know to do these in the future, as well as subscribe if you haven't already. And if you were already subscribed, make sure you click that little bell notification down below so you do not miss out on an upload from me. But if you are interested in seeing how to get this look as well as me testing out some new products, then just keep on watching. So I just want to jump right into it. As you can see, I already did my eyebrows to save us some time and did those off camera. But as always, I will leave all the products that I'm using down in the description box just in case you are curious. But I do want to start out by moisturizing my skin before I move on to my eyes. So today I'm going to be trying out the La Mer Gel Cream Moisturizer. Of course, this is a sample because this is like $310, I believe. Super expensive, but I've heard so many great things that I wanted to try it out for myself. And this is again the gel version. So they do have one that's more moisturizing, but I feel like if you are either oily or you do want to use this underneath your makeup, this is gonna be perfect for you because it's so lightweight. It smells really good also. So now moving on to the eyes, I always like to use tape when I'm doing this eye look. For eye primer today, I'm just gonna be going in with my MAC Painterly Pro Longwear Paint Pot. I love this because it's kind of color correcting to my eyelids and it just takes away all the discoloration and veins that I have. So I actually just got this eyeshadow palette in the mail today, so I wanted to try it out. This is by Dose of Colors. This is their Baked Brown eyeshadow palette. Don't know if this is limited edition or not, but when I first opened this is what the packaging looks like. It reminds me so much of the Becca eyeshadow palettes, like the Rouge palettes, the packaging and just the look of them. So it has a nice mirror, it comes with a double-sided brush, and it has 5 different colors. They have a brown version as well as like a mauve pink version, but of course you guys know I love my neutral browns. I'm first going to use that kind of like light cream color to set my eye base, and I'm using that on a Real Techniques. This is their Bold Metal line in the number 200. Let's see how these perform. Not too bad so far. They feel really nice and smooth and creamy. I feel like if this is good, I'm definitely going to be reaching for this on an everyday basis because it's literally perfect for me. It has all the matte shades. These are all matte. There's no shimmers or satins or metallics in here. Next, on a NYX blending brush, this is the number 16. I'm going to take the next shade down. It's like a nice neutral brown, not super warm, not too cool. These do kind of have a lot of kick up. Don't know if that's going to be an issue for some people, but these are blending out really nicely. So this is just going to go into my crease, and I'm just going to be buffing this back and forth in windshield wiper motions, focusing the color in the middle and then buffing it in and outwards. I really like this color though. I think it's so pretty, and it's actually quite pigmented. Like, I was not expecting it to be this pigmented. So after applying my transition color, my crease shade, I'm going to go in with this rusty color. This is actually in the color Cherry Wood. The first one we used, the light one, is in the color Tea Light, and the one I just used in my crease is called Deserted. So I'm going to go in with Cherry Wood on a Morphe R34 brush. This is just another like blending brush. I'm going to focus this towards the outer corner of my eye, but still in my crease, just not as high as that first initial shade. This one has a lot more kick up than that other one, but once it's on the eye, it does blend out really nicely. Just going in the outer V like so, and then bringing it up into the crease. I'm also going to bring whatever is left over on the brush after blending towards my inner corner. Now going back in with that Real Techniques brush, this is the number 200 again. I'm just going to lightly feather a little bit more of that tea light powder, whatever's left over on my brush, just on my lid space. And now for the fun part, I'm going to take the ColourPop Hello Kitty Super Shock eyeshadow. This is in the color Juicy Apple. I'm going to be putting this on my lid. This is brand new to me, but I know I love their Super Shock eyeshadows. I think they're absolutely gorgeous. I will be using a brush with this just because I don't want to dip my finger in there right now and gets a little messy with my long nails. But I'm going to be using a Wet n Wild brush. You guys can just see how much I love this. The writing is like all the way off of this because I use it so much. Placing this just right on the inner third of my eye. I just want like a little glow, not too much, but this is just like a nice wash of shimmery color. So now that our lid shade is on, I'm just going to go back in with a little bit more of that deeper color and kind of connect the outer corner of my eye to that lid shade just so we have everything nicely blended. Now this is the part where I typically will do a winged liner, but for my like soft everyday glam, I like to go in with like a smoked liner and just use eyeshadow. So I'm going to go back in with this palette and take the color Rock Bottom, which is the deepest shade, and I'm going to be using a Sigma brush. This is the Flat Definer E15, which looks like this, and I'm just going to be kind of lining my upper eye with this like I typically would with an eyeliner, but this is just gonna be a lot more soft and a lot more like buffed out. This is also why I really like having the tape here, because it makes it super easy to kind of create that flick without having the precise kind of applicator of an eyeliner, because eyeshadow can get a little messy, but this just makes it so much easier. We're pretty much done with the eyes in terms of eyeshadow, and now I'm gonna go in with mascara. This is the L'Oreal Lash Out Butterfly. I have been loving this both with my falsies and with my lash primer when I don't want to wear falsies. So I'm just gonna be doing a light coat of this and then throwing on some lashes. For lashes today, I'm going to be using the Cocoa Lashes and the Style Goddess. Just one of my favorites because of like this look. We do have a kind of soft wing going on, and these lashes kind of flare out and taper out into the corners, kind of creating that winged effect, just kind of making my eye a little bit more elongated, which is definitely what I want going on with this look. So that's why I'm going to be using these lashes. Plus, they're like my favorite lashes ever. Okay, so my lashes are on. They're still drying, but they're on. We're going to move on to the face. I do have a new face primer to try out. This one is by Jordana. This is their Prime No Pores Pore Refining Face Primer. It says it minimizes pores and reduces redness, hydrates skin with a non-greasy feel, and extends the wear of makeup and does not clog pores. I like the tube applicator. It is white. It doesn't feel like it's one of those like silicone-y primers, which sometimes don't work for me. Sometimes I do. I'm just gonna put this all over my face because it doesn't feel like it's just meant for the T-zone. Definitely feels just like a moisturizer. Kind of has like a pepperminty smell. Like peppermint, eucalyptus, tree, nature, something like that. I don't really feel like it minimized the appearance of my pores, but it definitely did like smooth out my skin. I'm gonna go in with a new product. This was one of the products that my boyfriend got me in the Sephora haul. This is by Urban Decay. This is their Naked Skin Color Correcting Fluid in green. I have the peach one and I love it, so I have a feeling I'm going to like this for my redness. He chose this for me because it kind of like dries down to a matte, and I'm actually just gonna use my fingers, but this is blending out really nicely. And it's not super neon. Do you see that? It's more of like a pastel green. As you can see, that makes a huge difference in my skin already without foundation. So I know that he did buy me foundation in that video, which was the Luminous Silk by Giorgio Armani. And he was supposed to pick up the matte one he said he wanted because I'm oily. So that one is the Power Fabric. I kept saying powder fabric in that video, but it's the Power Fabric. And I actually have it on the way to me right now because it was sold out in my color for a super long time. So I don't have it with me right now, but I will be doing a video on it if you guys want me to, because that is an amazing foundation. So I'm just going to use both of these. This is the Sonia Kashuk Soft Focus Satin Matte Foundation. I have these shades both 2 and 3, which I'm going to be mixing today. And then to blend this out, I'm going to be using my Morphe M439. I've been using this recently and I fell back in love with it. I used to use this all the time, and I was using my E6 brush from Morphe, which I freaking love, but that one's really dirty, so I decided to pull this one out and I fell back in love with this. I love it so much. It buffs in foundation so beautifully into the skin. This one you can really get everywhere and just kind of press the foundation into your skin, and it just really builds up that coverage, which I love. Moving on to concealer, he also got me a new concealer. So this one is the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer in the color Light to Vanilla, which looks like this. It's just like a pot concealer, and I typically stay away from these because these tend to be super creamy and I find that hard to work and blend into the skin. I don't really know how I'm gonna apply this because I have long nails. Not long nail friendly, that's for sure. I can get a little bit, but I don't know how far this is gonna go, so I'm just gonna do one side. I'm also gonna be trying out a new sponge. I tried out a couple of the L'Oreal sponges and I didn't like them, but this is the like actual foundation sponge. So I have the blue one and the green one, which I don't like, but I haven't tried this one yet, so we shall see. I'm gonna be working this into my skin with this sponge. blending pretty nicely actually. And the color seems pretty spot on with the Radiant Creamy Concealer, which I like, but sometimes it just creases so badly under my eyes. Kind of gives you like an airbrushed finish. I did not actually use that much. I'm actually going with my spatula and kind of get some of this product. This is like a really like kind of whipped bouncy formula. I'm actually going to try this other side with a brush to see if it differs. This is the Morphe G2 brush. Let's see if it's any easier or harder. Yeah, I definitely put more on this side, so we're gonna have to go back in and balance that out. But they both blended out really easily. I'm surprised because normally pot concealers are super thick and kind of get crepey under my eyes. I might think I'm crazy, but I think I like the brush side better. Is that just me? I feel like it just looks way more blended. So while that is still drying, I'm gonna go in and set that under my eyes. So I'm gonna take that same sponge and use my handy dandy Laura Mercier translucent powder. I'm almost out of it, so I took out the sifter. I need to buy a new one. I love this stuff. And then to quickly set the rest of my face, I'm gonna go in with my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Natural in the color Medium on a Real Techniques fluffy powder brush. And while I'm doing that, I'm also gonna wipe away the Laura Mercier powder because I don't like leaving it sitting on my skin for super long. Literally almost out of this. Look how much I've used of this. So now that we have our base pretty much done, I do have another setting powder that I wanted to use. This is again from that same Sephora haul. This is the Guerlain Meteorites Light Revealing Pearls of Powder in number 3 medium. Now I wanted to use this to set all over my face, but when I swatched it on my hand, I didn't really get that much coverage, but I am gonna go in with this now with that same brush from Real Techniques. I'm just gonna like lightly dust this all over my face. I wanna see how this looks because I know this doesn't give much coverage, but it's just gonna give your skin like that airbrush look. Press that in. I don't notice a huge difference. I mean, for like $63, I don't know if this is worth it. My skin does look a little bit more like radiant, but I don't know. Now moving on to bronzer and contour. I'm going to contour first with my NARS Blush and Powder Duo. This is the Talia one. And I'm just going to take that contour color on an e.l.f. like angled blush brush. And let's place this right in the hollows of my cheekbones. With that same contour powder, I'm going to go in with my Look Good, Feel Better angled blending brush. This is what it looks like up close. It's like a synthetic blending brush that's a little bit angled and it's not super dense. So I'm just going to take the smallest amount of this powder and just lightly contour my nose. So what I like to do is go straight down. I like to start kind of between my eyebrows and literally just drag it straight down. So a lot of people will just do this on each side of their nose and finish. That's not what you want to do unless you just want your nose to look super elongated. So again, I'm going to do this on the other side. If you want to, you can also kind of round out the top to kind of go into your eyebrow if you want a little bit more of a like blended look. But what's super important is take a little bit more of that powder and contour the middle of your nose. And if you have a wider nose, you can also contour these sides, kind of like where your nostrils are, because that will make it look a lot more small and slim and defined. So again, 2 lines down the sides of my nose, and I like to bring them together on the tips, so it really just kind of highlights the center of my nose and kind of slims everything down. I also like to go in with my MAC Emphasize powder and my Real Techniques contour brush and drag it a little bit down my nose just to highlight the center of my nose, kind of creating that definition between my nose contour and the highlight. I'm just going to be taking a little bit of this as well underneath my eyes. For bronzer, I've been using this one all the time. I just cannot stop using it. It's by Neutrogena. It's one of their Healthy Skin Blends Natural Radiance Bronzer in Sunkissed. And again, I like to use this on a kabuki brush. So the one I've been using is by e.l.f. And I just like to put this in the hollows of my cheeks, my temples, kind of in like a 3E motion, and then on my jawline. For blush, I'm also going to use one from MAC. This is in that same little palette that I have. I'm going to be taking my Morphe M142 using this blush called Cantaloupe, which is a pro color. You can get it online though. It's absolutely stunning. So I'm just going to be focusing this on the apples of my cheeks and then dragging it up and back. Now before we go on to highlighter, I do want to finish off my eyes first. So going back in with that Dose of Colors Baked Browns palette, I love this already. I'm going to go back in with the NYX blending brush, again with that same transition shade in the color Deserted, just very lightly, and I'm actually just going to run this on my lower lash line. Next color I'm going to take is Cherry Wood, again that rusty red on an e.l.f. eye definer brush, and I'm just going to be placing this on the outer third of my eye, kind of blending it in to that crease shade. And then last but not least, with that same rock bottom shade, the darkest one, and the same eye definer brush from Sigma, I'm going to be placing this the closest to my lash line as possible, just in the outer third of my eye to give my eyes a little bit more definition. I'm going to quickly throw in some liner in my waterline. This is the NARS Larger Than Life Longwear Pencil in Rue Bonaparte. It's a beautiful nude. I cannot wear blacks in my waterline. I just think it looks horrible on me, especially when I like to make my eyes look a lot more wide open and awake. I always reach for a nude. Now for the fun part as well, I'm going to try out this new MAC palette. This is the Kabuki Magic Spring and Summer Dazzle Shadow Palette. I'm going to take a mixture of the white and the gold and put that on my lower lash line and in the inner corner of my eye. And then to finish off the eyes, I'm going to go in with one more coat of mascara on my lower lashes. Before I go in with highlighter, I'm going to be setting my face. This is the Milani Make It Last setting spray. I'm like halfway done with this. I love it so much. It smells delicious. I'm just going to be setting my face with a little bit of this just to make sure I don't have any like powdery residue on my face. And then for highlighter, literally the part I've been waiting for this entire video, I'm going to be trying out the new one by NARS. This is the BANC de Sable highlighting palette. It has 3 beautiful shades, and here I'm going to be taking a mixture of these two on my Anastasia A23 brush. It's what I always use to highlight. These does have some micro shimmer in it when I swatch it on my fingers, but I have a feeling it won't show up on my face. Oh my god. Yeah, you cannot see any of the glitter or like micro shimmer on the cheeks. Oh my gosh, that's so pretty. That is so beautiful. Oh my god, look at my cheeks. Holy shnikes. So now I'm gonna go on to lips. I'm gonna take the NYX Suede Matte Lip Liner in the color Soft Spoken and just lightly outline my lips. For lipstick, I'm gonna throw on the Catrice Ultimate Color 240 Hey Nude. I love this. Oh my god, it's so good and it's so affordable. It's like the most beautiful nude. I've been wearing it way too much, but that's okay. And then last but not least, this is again another new product. This is the Lancome Le Metallique Magnetic Mauve Lip Lacquer. This is beautiful. Again, part of my Sephora haul. Oh yeah. You guys see how beautiful that is? Love that. And then last but not least, I'm going to be setting my skin and my face with the Scandinavia The Makeup Finishing Spray in the oil control version. So that's it for this look. I hope you all really enjoyed it. Please make sure to give it a big thumbs up if you did, as well as subscribe if you haven't already. I will leave a little asterisk down below on some of the products that I tried today that I absolutely love. The only thing that I'm a little bit iffy on was this Meteorites powder. I don't know if it's kind of worth the $64. Again, I will leave everything that I use down below if you're curious and checking them out. But again, thank you all so much for watching. I love you all so very much, and I will see you all in my next video.